How to get sellers to sign the contract when you're not there in person. That's the topic of today's show. This is Todd Toback, and I want to welcome you to the No Limits Real Estate Investing Podcast. Whether you're trying to do your first wholesale deal and earn that first paycheck, or you're trying to scale your business to 7 figures and have a machine that spits off cash month after month after month without your personal day-to-day involvement, this is your place. If you have not been to our website, I've got a gift for you. Go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script. And there you could download the very same script we use in our business. This script has been responsible for locking up over 1,300 deals inside of our own company and tens of thousands of deals across the country with some of our best students who started from nothing. So go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script and download your free copy today. So that being said, let's hop into today's question. Great question on how to get that contract signed.
Hey, Todd, Jeff Rappaport. So we work nationwide, and we have a good amount of leads. We get a good amount of deals. We get our sellers to basically ask for a contract, but once we send them the contract, we're having a hard time getting them to sign. Have any good ideas on what we can do to get that a better conversion rate?
Well, two things, Jeff. Great question. First of all, you mentioned something about having the seller asking for a contract. So I could tell you've invested in the No Limits selling system. So that is awesome. So by the way, if you are listening to this, and the best way to get sellers to sign more contract is to invest in your knowledge of persuasion, acquisition, okay, and sales. And so, of course, I'm going to recommend the No Limit Sales system to train yourself. If you want to know what to say, if you want to know how to say it, if you want to know all the techniques that we use, the principles, the stuff that really big deals are made of, and if you feel like, even if you can't get 2 words out of your mouth, this is the system for you. So go to nolimitssalessystem.com if you want to do big deals, a lot of deals, and get your deals more profitable. So I'm going to give you a couple things here just that you can use outside of the No Limit Sales System. By far, that's number 1, by the way. And if you're listening to this and you don't have it, you're crazy. The price is embarrassing low. So go to nolimitssalessystem.com. But I'm going to give you some other juicy stuff here too. Number 1 is, especially if you're doing deals virtually, and by virtually I mean is that you're trying to lock up deals over the phone, not face to face, belly to belly. Okay, number 1 is that your website is your virtual storefront. First thing they're going to do when they hear you is they're going to go to your website. They're going to Google your name and they're going to see. So you should have a decent website. You should have some Google reviews. You should have testimonials from sellers in your email subject line. Very, very important, right? To make that happen. If you don't have them, get them from non-real estate business ventures. Don't have them tell a lie. Tell them how, you are an honorable person and you do what you say, what you're going to do. And, you're extremely helpful, right? But there's no excuse not to get testimonials. Okay. I always like to use a credibility letter. Credibility letter has our title company on it, our BBB rating status, our licensing for our LLC, our process. It's gotten some written testimonials on there. It's on letterhead. And so they look at it like, okay, this company is legit. Doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it is, right? When you take time to invest in this stuff, it says something about you. All right. So make sure that you have that. This is all pre-stuff. By the way, this is not stuff we sell to a seller, right? We have it in our email subject line, right? We have the credibility line. It's there so they can open it. We're not begging them to do business, but they're going to go see it. All right. So you want all that stuff in order. Next is you do want your escrow and title companies set up in your market so that if for any reason they get off the phone with you, they're going to call that title company to see if they're legit. They're a third party. So make sure they answer the phone. They know who you are, right? And have that lined up, ready to go. Okay. You don't want all of a sudden that going to voicemail. And by the way, have that in a nice packet. Okay. Have that in a nice packet. The other thing is I prefer to do deals over the phone if I'm doing it virtually, right? In terms of versus what I'm about to tell you now. But we also like to mail out offers in the mail. So sometimes the sellers will get the mail, they'll get that credibility packet in their hand, right? They'll see the cover letter, the title, the escrow companies, the testimonials, and they'll have a copy of that contract. And all of a sudden, this became real. So this piece of paper that came in the mail just adds another level of legitimacy. So you might lock this deal up over the phone, but the fact that you sent it in the mail just adds another layer of credibility. So none of these things by themselves are groundbreaking, but if you add them up together, they are powerful. Okay, next. And this is probably, actually, these are all important, but this is important, is that you need a strong notary on the ground. I personally, Todd Toback, my team, we do not like to send contracts via DocuSign to them. You're right, because you mentioned that you send them out and the sellers are not sending them back. So what happens? Well, seller gets it, they open it. Maybe they're not comfortable with technology. Maybe they don't like the fact that the way it pops up on the screen, and they think, who is this guy? You know, are they legitimate? Are they going to try to steal the deed to my property? They're not scared that you're going to buy the house for too low, right? They're just scared that you're legitimate. So all of a sudden, they're like, I'm moving too fast here. Just because they had time to look at the agreement or look at the computer screen. Now, you know that you're not doing anything nefarious here, right? But I'm just talking about perception. So I like to use a notary on the ground. You want to go to 123notary.com, call the notaries who are working in your area, have a conversation with them, get to know them, tell them it's important to be on time, tell them that you're going to be sending them a real estate purchase contract and that they have to get that signed by the seller. Now, here's a little ninja trick. If you can, right, have that notary wear a little name tag with your company name on it, right? And you might say, if you've got one that you think you're going to use, right? So, you know, let's just say you're Joe Blow home buyers, right? I'll have put the notaries on the notary's name on there. So it'll be Mary Smith in partnership with Get It Done House Buyers, right? So you can put the notary's name on there and yours and ask them to wear that to the appointment. So they go there with the appointment, and now you've set a date and time where the notary goes out there and meets them. Preferably it's a female, right? And they're just going to build more trust. Female goes out there, shows up time, has the contract, has the name tag. You told them, you confirm with them that that notary is going to be there. Your chance to get that contract signed just tripled. Okay, what I love about this is it's a third party, new person. So they meet face to face, they get the agreement, they scan the agreement, they send it back to you, they leave a copy with the seller, they laugh, they build rapport, you pay the notary, you didn't have to drive out there, seller's happy, boom! Now you're getting contract signed. So I like to look at the notary as a extension of our company, a salesperson. And they're not going to sell for you, but they're going to want to get that contract signed because they get paid based on whether they get that signature. Now, they still may get a travel fee, okay, to do this, but they still get a bonus for getting that done, for getting that signature. So they want to get this done. So using that notary is going to be huge. Now, let me talk about the button up. As soon as they do that, make sure that notary left them a copy. Make sure you call them immediately. Make sure that you call the title company. If you have one, if there's a probate involved, make sure you call the probate attorney. But keep that line tight. It's just as important to keep the deal as it is to get the deal. So I'm going to review this. By the way, do we lose contracts sometimes because the seller ghosts us after saying they're going to take the deal? Yes, of course that happens, right? If you purchase the no limit selling system, I talk about actually how to reduce that. So go to nolimitsalessystem.com. I'm telling you, this has all the keys to locking up more deals and what to say to sellers, when to say it, how to say it with extreme confidence, even if you can't get 2 words out of your mouth right now. So go to nolimitsalessystem.com. All right. So let's review. Number 1 is with a notary here is you need credibility. Okay. So you need your website done. It should look great. It should represent your company. Number 2 is you need your testimonials. Okay. Should be video, could be written. If you're just starting out, then get some people who can vouch on your behalf. Could be a previous athletic coach or someone who you did business with in another capacity. Very, very important. You need solid escrow and title companies in your market. If they call them, they should answer the phone and say, yes, we do deals. We're legitimate. We're going to get the deal closed and we're going to be a neutral party. You want a credibility packet with like a cover letter that talks about your company, all your licensing information for your corporation or in California, they have the Department of Corporations, right? So we have that license number on there, or if you're a member of the Better Business Bureau, a copy of that, right? All that stuff that's going to just be little check marks to say, yes, this person is legitimate. You want a strong notary on the ground. Instead of sending the contract electronically, they will go out there physically and get the contract signed. Make an appointment, right? You want to control that process. So they're going to be there at 5 o'clock. You call the notary, tell them to be there at 5 o'clock. Again, 123notary.com is a place to go. Preferably female. Remember, these people can act as a salesperson on your behalf, not legally, but just their appearance, right? They are selling you. You can get a little name tag, right? Mary Smith on behalf of Joe Blow Home Buyers. You don't have to do that, but nice little added touch. Make sure they get a copy of the contract so they don't freak out after they leave. After you get a copy of the contract, call the title and escrow companies. Make sure you keep the line tight there. If there's an attorney involved, keep the attorney there informed, okay? And you now, hopefully, have a big, fat, 50K fat check coming your way, all right? So remember to head on over to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script to download a copy of your script today. And hey, if you've got a question, feel free to email at support@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com. Love to hear from you, and I will talk to you on the next episode.